Hello, welcome back to Just the Facts Theory. We are doing lesson 3 today for violin and cello. The two of the violin and cello lessons are exactly the same except for this little section right here. So I'm going to cover both violin and cello parts. So hang in with me for both instruments. So violin and cellos have the exact same assignment here, before and after. So just remember that your musical alphabet is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And in that order. So here's a little more sophisticated question for you. What comes before C and what comes after C? So B, then C, then D. So it takes a little bit of tricky thinking to think about what comes before F and then after F. So have fun doing that. On the violin page, here are your 4 strings, E, A, D, and G. This is something new. The new fact for violins is that when you put your first finger down, that's the note B. Second finger is C sharp. Third finger is D. And you notice that C sharp and D are close together. That's very important to recognize. And between A and B, there's a space. Between B and C sharp, there's a space. We'll get into more of the details about what that's called and why it's happening that way. But for right now, all you need to know is A, B, C sharp, D, and to use the tapes on your violin, which are already set down for those notes. Now here's something really fun to learn. Here's the note A that we did in lesson 2. It's on the second space. Now this is very, very important. And even cello students, I want you to listen to it because this is a very important concept. When you start with a note that's on a space note, like here, and you go up one note to the line note, you go up the alphabet. So this is A, you go up a step to B. And then you're going to go up a step to C sharp, up a step to D. Then you're going to go down. I'm not going to give you the notes because you'll have to figure it out. And then you go down, and then you go down one, but then you're going to skip this note and play this note. Okay, so here's your A again. Oh, I just gave it away. So here's A. You're going to skip the next note and just think about the musical alphabet. What comes after A? And then what comes next? You're going to skip those notes and play this note. So these are all the same notes that are up here. All right, and now here is your pyramid power. You did this in an earlier lesson with notes. Now we're doing it with rests. So here are your 4 quarter rests, your 2 half rests, and your 1 whole rest. Each one of these gets 1 count. Each one of these gets 2 counts, and the whole rest gets 4 counts. Okay, in the last lesson, we learned, this is for cellos and violins, we learned that notes are divided into groups and that we use a time signature. The most important thing about the time signature for you to know right now is this number at the top. So this 2 on top tells you that we want groups of 2 beats. So each quarter note gets 1 beat. So together, 1 plus 1 equals 2. And then we're going to draw a bar line, just like that. So this is new vocabulary for you. This line right here means that after this little group of 2, you draw a bar line. There are 2 beats in the first measure. Finish drawing the bar lines. So 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, bar line. 1, 2, double bar line. Why is there a double bar line? Oh, that double bar line tells you that that is the end. Okay. How many measures are there? Well, here's 1 measure. So each group of 2 is a measure. 1, 2, bar line. So there's 1 measure there. I'm not going to give the rest away. You can figure it out on your own. Now take a look at the time signature here. There's a 4 on top, so that means we want 4 beats. These are all quarter notes, so that means 1 beat, 2 beats, 3 beats, 4 beats, bar line. Okay, and again, you get to the double bar. How many measures are there? And this is a listening thing that we will do together in your lesson. This is for you to do with your teacher or with another musician who's really good at music theory. And then you get to play a game. Circle the correct music sign for each name given. Quarter note. Which one's a quarter note? Is it this one or this one? If you say, oh, I'm not sure, I'm a little fuzzy, then go back to some of your previous lessons, read your notes, go over my practice videos again, and then you'll go, oh yeah, of course that's a quarter note. I already know that. So here are your choices. One of these is a bar line. Is it this one or this one? Ooh, that's kind of a trick question. Which one is a whole note? Which one is a line note? Which one is a treble clef? Okay, if you're playing the violin, this is your treble clef. If you're playing the cello, this is the bass clef. Okay, so everyone should know what their clef is. Lesson 3. So that's it for lesson 3 for the violin side. I'm just going to show you the cello side of it really quickly. As you can tell, it looks just like the violin page, except you get to learn some of the notes on the cello. So here's your open D. Put your first finger down, that's E. Put your third finger down, that's F sharp. Fourth finger is G. D, E, F sharp, G. For right now, we're not going to use your second finger. We're just going to let it hang out. It doesn't have to go anywhere. Just let it fall where it naturally wants to fall. Write the letter name of each note. So here you go. Here's the open D. This is your open D. And we go up a step. If you were paying attention to the violin portion of this video, I explained that when you go up a step from a line note to a space note, it's like the musical alphabet. D goes to E. Then when you go up a step, F sharp, and then up a step, G, and then you're going to come back down this note. Don't let it fool you that some of these are whole notes and half notes and quarter notes. It doesn't matter. It's still an F sharp, whether it's a quarter note or an eighth note or a whole note. This is just for pitches. They kind of put little different rhythm notes there just to kind of make you think. I think that's what they're doing. And then here's your pyramid power. And then the next page is exactly like the violin page that we just went over with the measures. So if you were not paying attention, cellos, to the first part where I was going over the violin, like I said, it's all the same except for this little bit right here. So have fun practicing your lesson 3. Bye-bye.